Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV. Not just a YouTube channel, your main source for bull breed entertainment. I offer video services such as stud features, kennel features, and full event coverage. I also offer photography services such as puppy shoots, individual dog shoots, and full kennel shoots. You can see examples of each on any and all Bull-NA-ChinaShop social media pages. You can also see an in-depth look into my life and the American Bully lifestyle with my vlog found on the YouTube channel as well. Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV is also the home of the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast, a real, raw, uncut podcast dedicated to the bull breeds and the American Bully lifestyle. You can find all episodes of the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast, stud features, kennel features, event features, and all of the vlogs on youtube.com/Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV. Check it out and hit subscribe today.
I'm taking applications right now. I need more haters. Yo. What the fuck is going on? You amazing motherfuckers. And we are in a China shop back again. You want to advertise for something? www.advertise my shit. Bull-NA-ChinaShop.com. What the fuck is the week? Stop taking fucking pictures with the public. We're gonna be hosted by yours truly,
Yo, you beautiful motherfuckers. Okay, so this week, episode 57, Sweet Life Saturday. We're going to call this episode Bully Soup. Okay, this is something totally new. We've never done anything like this before. Basically, for the people on the podcast who can't see the video, we have a kitchen table set up here with just a smorgasbord of ingredients to go into making a soup. Now, building a breeding program is a lot like learning how to make good soup. When you start out, you have access, when you start out breeding or start out making soup, you have access to all the ingredients, but without a certain level of experience, it's hard to put that soup together to where it tastes good, or if we're talking dogs, put that together to where it's an actual quality animal. So this week, Jamie, Sweet, and I are going to go through basically kind of compare building a dog or building a program to making soup.
Have you ever made soup?
No.
This is your first time. Can you grill?
I am not a chef or a grill master or even like a sous chef or a line cook or any of that. Any of that. I have zero experience as far as soup goes, so this would be good.
This is great.
This would be like we were talking before, the 0 to 2 years. First 2 years you get in, or maybe even the first 6 months that you get in, or maybe even before you've actually purchased the dog. You know, I think the instinct for everybody is to start out, you know, we've got to read the standard. We've got to go by the standard. Why? And education's good and knowing the standard's good, but you have to have your priorities straight before you even realize or figure out what you want to build, or how you want to build it, or what you want to do with what you build after you've built it. So
then there's an array of ingredients that you can use, and so, you know, we always start with the standard like Ty said, but today we're going to show you just how crazy this can get if you don't have any experience.
Right, so everybody starting off has access to all the ingredients. Say you come into to breeding, you wanna start breeding dogs. Say you come in, you have no experience, you have no idea. All you know is what you've seen from other people's yards and programs. So with that being said, you have access to all the ingredients that you need, but figuring out what to put where and how much to put, how much to use, and what to bring in, that's the trick sometimes.
And usually someone teaches you how to cook, whether it's your mother, your grandmother, your father, you know, someone teaches you how to cook. Just like in breeding dogs, you listen to someone, you get advice from someone, you discuss things, and it's a lot like cooking. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have Ty make some choices of all these things on the table.
Okay, so basically, and for people listening to the podcast, we've got a bunch of ingredients set on the table: a cutting board, a knife, a pot and a pan, a can opener. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all these ingredients and kind of put a soup together, as if I were just coming into breeding and I was going to put some sort of breeding together.
With no recipe book. There's no recipe.
Right, because if we're comparing it to dogs, even if you see the pedigree a lot of times, if you're comparing the recipe to the pedigree, if you're seeing the pedigree a lot of times, nowadays a lot of times that's not even the right recipe. A lot of times that's not, ingredients are in there that aren't written down on the recipe. So, and each one of these ingredients, I don't know how many we have, 50 probably total. Each one of these ingredients represents a different piece of your puzzle as far as your program goes. So right here I have, I'm not going to say the brand, but Creole seasoning. I don't know where that's going to go in the soup, or why would it would be in a soup, but that's also something you have to figure out, if that should be in your soup or not.
All of these ingredients don't have to be in your soup, but just like dogs, we have this many choices, and you have to try things out until you see what goes together and what you like the taste of, and you know what amounts.
So I think what we're going to start off with here is potatoes.
Potato, okay.
So potatoes would be like a main staple in your program. Your potato's a big hearty piece of the soup. I feel like it's going to add some texture and some flavor. Now what happens if I cut my finger off in this podcast?
Be careful. Oh,
it's sharp.
Your form is really scary with that. Oh my god.
Okay, so potatoes. What would you compare potatoes to, Jane? As far as like
potatoes, pretty easy to get. Basic ingredient. You know, they fill you up. They go a long way. So you know, maybe that's that dog that's not the showstopper and it's not horrible. It is the breed you want. Then we're going to start there, and we're going to maybe spice it up a little bit.
Okay.
And see what we get here.
Well, I feel like if we're talking about building a specific dog, now don't worry about my cutting.
He doesn't even peel the potatoes.
Now see, in my soup, I like my potatoes.
Oh, he's
I like
natural.
the skin.
I forgot. All those vitamins in the potato peelings. I'm sure that's what he did.
That's where all the good stuff's at.
Food too.
That's where all the good stuff's at.
Right.
I feel like I'm going to lose a finger on this podcast.
Just don't put it in the soup.
Okay, so we've got. I think I would compare the potatoes to like the body,
first dog?
the structure.
Your first dog you bought. You know.
Yeah, if you're looking at it as like a whole program.
Did you buy one dog or did you buy a pair of dogs? What'd you do?
The first breeding dogs I bought were a pair of females. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we've got potatoes in our soup. I'm going to chop up some onion to go in our soup also. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to use the whole onion. Now I only put 2 small red potatoes in my soup. And whatever you want to compare that to,
I think onion is also, it's in a lot of things.
That's a staple.
It's another staple that we need.
So if you look at these ingredients as like, each one of these ingredients is a virtue or something that you're adding to your program, like, eye set, stop, wide square muzzle, something like that, like salt right here. That's your stop. We want that in everything. This Worcestershire sauce, I don't know how you say that. Worcestershire sauce. This is like your, like a pasterns or feet. Each one of these represents something in that dog, in that program that you need. Like it's all pieces to the puzzle.
This would be like color, things like that, a little bit spicy.
Okay, so
not for everybody. Maybe some people don't like that.
Jalapeno.
Now this is a big choice.
I can't do jalapenos in my soup. There will be no jalapenos in my soup.
Okay, so what would that be in the dogs?
That would
Nothing
be
snipey. No, it's not.
That would be a
Missiles.
snipey muzzle. Exactly. That's actually a great comparison.
Yeah.
This would be a snipey muzzle. That's not going in my fucking soup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some celery though. I don't even know how to cut celery up.
Whoa.
Take 2 pieces of celery here. I don't think you use the tops, so that's gone. These are out. Not using that.
Good job. No, that's good. That's great.
We don't use the bottoms either in my soup. I don't know if you do
Okay.
that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want me to do it Top Chef style?
Yes.
I'm actually just.
Maybe not.
I almost just lost a finger.
Maybe
for it.
not. Maybe not.
No, we're not going to do that.
You know your knife technique is really wrong. Okay, this is like a mentor.
Hey,
Like, hey.
who cares
Well,
what the technique looks like as
okay,
long as the
but
dog
watch
gets
this.
collected?
No,
you know
no,
what
no,
I'm saying?
no. Okay, but watch this time. Watch.
This is like collecting a dog. Don't have
I'm
to
just
be
gonna
pretty.
show you this
You just
and-
got to get it out there.
It's gonna make it so much easier on you and the dog in your case.
Hang on, now she's just flinging the knife around.
Yeah. Okay, now watch. My hand is on top of the knife. You were going like this.
Yeah. Have you
Scary.
seen how big my fucking hands
Yeah.
are?
Watch this. See? Ta-da!
Experience. This is what the whole point of this Bully Soup episode is. Experience. Without
And having a mentor, somebody
experience
to
on the
teach
knife, right, and having someone to show you that shit and the right way to do it.
you. And I want to say this too. I'm all about breeding.
Okay, hang on.
I love breeding, and I don't have a problem with breeding when you're trying to do it the right way. It's just hard to, find somebody that you can trust and that's not competing with you, and somebody that's gonna,
Okay, what else do we have
help
here?
you get started.
Okay, so far in my soup, I have potatoes, onions, celery. We're
Pretty
off to a
basic
good
soup.
start. That's a basic soup.
Uh-huh.
It's got
The
4
beef
legs.
is over there.
It's got
Yeah.
a short back. It's got, no snipey muzzles because we didn't put that shit in there.
Right.
Okay, so now what else we got? That's like all the chopping.
Okay.
That's like done and over with glad because I still have all my fingers.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Okay, so
the next ingredient is going to be salt. This is also some, common thing I feel like people would use.
what do you think this is?
I don't know what
By
the
the
fuck
way,
this even
do you
is.
think that's a measuring spoon?
Looks like a measuring spoon to me.
Actually, this was a tray tool.
It's got a hole in the bottom of it. You guys can't see it, but it's got a hole drilled in the
This is a
bottom.
melon baller. This makes little balls of melon.
Right.
But you can try to measure in it if you like. And it'll
Okay,
really
so I actually do have a measuring
Are you
spoon
sure?
here.
Did you look?
Yeah.
You're sure?
It says 1.5 tablespoons.
Of
I don't know. Miracle Grow. Okay, so we're going to put a half a tablespoon of salt in
well,
here.
I wasn't supposed to use the
Is that a
Miracle
lot?
Grow spoon. But
Is
that's,
Miracle Grow great? Is this going to kill me?
I don't know, but look what you just put in your breeding program.
Salt.
No, a shitty pedigree, just an outcross thing you found. You just did it with that.
No, but this is like
And you use salt.
an instrument. This is the trait. This is like an instrument.
Yeah,
So
well,
this would be like
both bad.
a breeding stand. This is like a faulty breeding stand right here.
Both
Okay, so
bad.
salt,
Okay.
pepper. Now I'm not gonna measure the pepper because I know how much pepper's supposed to go in my
This is
shit.
so typical of, I bet you bred dogs just this way too when you
I
first
don't-
started.
Not measuring the pepper. We're just gonna little dash here, little dash there. Oh, you need some bone? Need a little bone in your program?
Mhm.
Dashy dash.
There you go.
Okay, pepper's in. What
Okay.
else we got? Creole seasoning. I don't
I
know
think
what
that's
this is.
like, I don't know.
It's going in. We're gonna dash that in there.
That
That's tight feet. We're gonna dash some tight feet
oh,
in there.
tight feet. Okay. Okay. Look out, that's hair on the tail.
Seasoned
that's
salt.
That's the tufts of hair.
Seasoned salt. I feel like this is a long coat.
I think that's for barbecued chicken.
Yeah, this is for meat, not for the soup. See, and this, even though I don't know anything about making soup, I know a little bit about cooking meat. I know this goes on meat, not soup. Just like breeding, I don't know anything about maybe building a shorty bull, but maybe I've built other things before, so I know this isn't supposed to go in there. I hope you guys are getting this analogy that we're
I do too.
using because I think it's a fucking good one.
I wanna say this about a shorty bull before you use this, okay?
Okay, hold on.
If we were comparing this to the shorty bull recipe, okay? This is the base of the whole thing. This is the English bulldog.
Okay,
Okay,
so
right
beef
here.
broth This is a very important part of building what we're building. I like the fact that we have an audience this time too.
Yes, I do too. And then
Okay.
this.
I'm not measuring the English Bulldog.
Whoa. Hang on, I was gonna do a whole
You
comparison.
need to measure the English Bulldog?
Well, I need it for just a
We
second.
need a measurement on this English
Hang on.
Bulldog in here, okay?
Okay, the English Bulldog.
So beef
This
broth.
is like my parts, you know?
You should have covered the brands, I think. Right?
It's okay. The
This
English
is not an advertisement for any of these brands.
That's why I have a mixture. The English Bulldog. The French Bulldog. The Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Okay. So,
So-
for people who don't know,
Yeah.
what went into the Shorty Bull, whatever you've heard, whatever you've been told, the Shorty Bull soup, the actual soup that made the Shorty Bull, English Bulldog, French Bulldog, Staffordshire Bull Terrier. I know some other people have claimed to put some other shit in there.
Right,
That's not
so-
the real shit. That's not what counts. We're talking about the real shit.
Talking about this
So
right
this
here.
beef broth, this big thing of beef broth for the people on the podcast who can't see.
Uh-huh.
The biggest part, she's got 3 parts laid out here,
Three parts.
each one representing the breeds used to make up the Shorty Bull. The biggest of the 3 is the English
Mm-hmm. English
Bulldog.
Bulldog.
The next biggest is the French Bulldog, and the smallest piece is the Staffordshire Bull Terrier,
And just like liquid smoke.
represented by Liquid Smoke.
Yes. If you've ever used this, you know 1- flavors things for a long, long, long time. Too much of this ruins the entire
Okay,
thing. So
well,
it's very
In
much
my bully soup,
okay.
I don't want any Staffordshire Bull Terrier, so there will be no Liquid Smoke going in my soup,
There you
okay?
go.
I also don't want any French Bulldog
Or French green beans.
or French cut green beans in my soup. Now the beef broth, the English Bulldog, no matter what bull breed we're talking about, whether we're talking about boxers, whether we're talking about Boston Terriers, whether we're talking about Frenchies, whether we're talking about Shorty Bulls, Bull Terriers, American Bullies, American Bulldogs, they all have, whether you want to believe the shit or not, they all have English Bulldog in there. It's just the amount of English Bulldog that was used in that breed. There are other breeds that have English Bulldog brought into them. Great Danes, Rottweilers, all kinds of Mastiff breeds. This shit is in almost everything. Just like beef broth with soup. Every time you're gonna make a soup, you're probably gonna have some sort of base, some sort of beef broth. So we're gonna use quite a bit of English Bulldog in here. We're gonna put some English Bulldog in there.
Just go ahead and I would just use that all. I don't want to go back in the refrigerator.
Okay,
Just
so
go right ahead.
we're gonna get that beef broth right in
One
there.
more little dose of EB and you are good.
There we go.
Okay.
Just enough to add the barrel ribs and the huge bones that we want.
Yes.
Okay, so that's also done.
Okay.
Now let's scour. the
Now
rest of the
this, like what
ingredients.
we're doing now. Oh yeah, we do have a couple more main
Well, we've
ingredients.
kind of got a base
Right.
here. We've kind of got our dog put together. It's got 4 legs. It's
Right.
got a skin on it. It's got muscle on its body.
Uh-huh.
So now we've got peas and carrots.
We have corn. These are the vegetables here. And, a few other things that
These. You know what I'm gonna compare these to? Tomato paste. Super important in a soup. I feel like.
very concentrated. Remember, that's very concentrated. Whoa!
This would be like good shoulders. This is also important, but this is like, something people overlook a lot, I feel like. Tomato paste,
Little
good
bitty can
shoulders.
makes a big difference.
So what we're gonna do is, I hope these people are enjoying this because I'm having a fucking blast doing this. Okay?
Oh,
So-
whoa, you are scary.
We're just flinging shit all over
Yeah, I
this
see
kitchen.
that.
Okay? So we're
Okay.
gonna take this
Shoulders.
that whole can of tomato paste and put it in there. I want really well built shoulders in my shit, okay? And I'm not talking elbows out, leaning upright on your shoulders. I'm talking about good laid
Muscle.
back,
Yeah.
muscled up, big hump on the top where the withers are supposed to be.
Okay.
Okay.
You might want to stir. You might want to stir. That's like, a generation in the program. You're going to lock that in. You might want to stir
Okay,
that.
so we want
That's
to break
a lot
up the
of,
tomato paste.
yeah, that's a lot you just put
We
in
want
there.
to spread the shoulder assembly
Yes.
across the whole program, is what she's saying.
Yes, we want that to stay. We want that everywhere.
Okay.
Okay.
I told you guys, the second year of this podcast, we're doing shit we've never done before, and I don't think anybody's ever done a cooking show comparing soup to building dogs.
Yeah.
We're fucking
Ever.
trendsetters, and we're groundbreakers, okay? Okay, so the next one is tomato sauce, all right? This is going to be my rear angulation. So if the tomato paste was my shoulder assembly, this is going to be my rear assembly, all right? We're going to open that sucker too.
Yeah, that's kind of like putting it on both sides of the pedigree. Tomato paste, tomato sauce.
Well,
In the base.
even though similar, you know that the angles are similar in the front and the back. Tomato
Yes.
paste, tomato sauce, similar
Right.
shit, but you need both. You're gonna need both in there if you want to have a successful program.
Very good.
By the way, we're fucking winging this. So all these ingredients, that's just off the top of our heads. I believe we're in the genius category right now. I believe we're elevating.
I have made soup a couple times before, so
This is my first time, and
You're
I'm
great.
killing it right now. Actually, we have tomato soup with potatoes in it.
whoa,
Okay.
whoa.
Diced tomatoes.
What do you think? What are those?
We're gonna put some
He's
tomatoes in there also.
locking traits in. Just remember that Ty Lumley is an ass man and a shoulder guy. I'm thinking.
We're locking these good angles in. We gotta have good
Okay.
angles.
Wow.
Okay.
You got this one. This is awesome.
So, and I feel like this probably happens a lot of times when people first come into building dogs.
Yeah. Right.
Some shit goes in there more than what you need of some things, and not enough of what you need of other things. This would be a good example. We're loaded up on the tomatoes.
You know what I find to be true?
Green beans. Splayed feet. Don't want those. Do not want those.
You
Whole kernel corn. Fuck it. We're gonna put corn in
tomatoes,
there.
peas, and corn. What's this? What do you think this is? Like a curve in the stifle? No, that's still important. This is like an option. Ear set maybe.
This.
Eye set.
Yeah, almond eyes. Set
Mhm.
low in
There
the
you go.
skull, level with the muzzle. Right there.
You know, when we're I remember back to when I was learning a long time ago, and you probably remember when you were learning.
Like last week. Something
Yeah,
that?
like last Tuesday, matter of fact. And I remember the first thing I learned about. You know, I
Peas and
remember
carrots.
when, yeah, I could recognize it then every time I'd see it, and it was cowhawks. And so, still to this day, cowhawks drive me crazy.
Little peas, little carrots.
And usually it's the first fault you're made aware of on the dog that you love that you couldn't see until you decided you want to show dogs, you want to breed dogs. You know, before you just loved the dog. Now we're looking at the dog differently. We still love the dog,
I
but
don't know
now
if
we're
you
just
guys-
like never gonna have cowhawks in the program because that was the first thing the Bowser had that was wrong.
Who the fuck is Bowser?
I just made that up.
Copy.
Bowser.
Okay, what else we got here? A little slap your mama Cajun seasoning.
Now, I think this is like, you know, this is what puts your twist on your program. You know, your stamp, your trademark.
So this is heads bigger than a person. Okay,
Slap
that's
your
my
mama.
shit. Okay, a little slap your mom in there, right? I don't know how much that's gonna be, but we gotta dash it in there.
Okay, now listen, this is not gonna make sense to you. This
What?
is a trick. This is what mentors do
She's holding apple cider vinegar.
when
by the way.
they really want you to succeed. They give you the little tricks. And you'll argue with them, probably. Apple cider vinegar. Do you ever drink this?
Yes,
You just take shots of this? It's great.
Terrible.
This is great stuff.
The
for your
worst
body.
thing on the planet.
You just have a shot right now.
No, it's supposed to
No.
make your body run really well, though.
Yeah, put it in your dog's water. Yeah. Now listen, a little bit of this in your soup. Whoa! Oh my God!
Put a little apple cider vinegar in that soup. Hey,
Oh.
the mentor says it's going in. It's going in.
You are totally American. If a little's good, more's better.
Okay, we'll just mix that in there. We'll
Okay,
just
now
get
listen.
that dispersed.
Like a good mentor, and I kind of knew that was going to happen. the dogs aren't even gonna eat that soup now because you have at least 2 cups of vinegar in there.
I feel like that was a good amount of apple cider vinegar. I'm not sure what's
Okay,
that.
so now we have to balance that out, okay?
Okay, so what would that be though, like adding something into your program, maybe going a little too short?
Yeah, a little too short, you know? Maybe you use the fluke dog. You know, it doesn't throw like
Right.
itself.
Right.
It throws like what's around it. So now we've made the soup sour. So
You
now
gotta sweeten this bitch up a little bit.
gotta sweeten it up a little bit.
Add a little consistency in there.
We're gonna fix that little error we made. Okay.
Okay?
Now, you know what a good cook does?
Totally not
now,
measured. Doesn't measure a thing.
Yeah. Now I think it's time for this in a program. Just like in soup, we've got the ingredients. He's put the spice in. We're almost ready to put it on the heat, but you need to go get a clean spoon.
Clean spoon.
A clean spoon, and
Hang
you
on,
can
James.
listen.
We got
no, wait,
Worcestershire.
no, wait, no, wait, no, wait.
We got diced garlic here.
How many breeders do you know do this? Go batshit crazy, put everything in the program,
I need it all, man.
everything, 100 miles an hour. Okay, listen. You need a clean spoon.
Clean spoon.
You got to taste your soup. Just bring that whole thing because I'm thinking you might have to taste it more than once. Right there in the box, Ty.
Right here?
No, to the right. The plastic spoons. There. Right.
These are ladles.
No. Behind those. The big box of spoons.
I'm a fucking idiot.
That's okay. It's time to taste the soup and see what kind of adjustments we need. So this would be, you know, maybe this is your first big show that you're going to compete in. Okay, you're going to find out from somebody else
Oh, I just
about your
got the
soup.
whole damn thing in
Oh
there.
my God. Yeah, you were nervous before the show. See,
Idiot.
just
Okay.
like that. Okay.
Going through a show got me nervous here.
I think I better try that too. I'm just thinking maybe. Just thinking.
Brought you a spoon also.
Maybe I better after I saw you put that vinegar in.
I think that's pretty fucking good.
That's really good.
Ha
How'd you do that?
ha! I have no idea. Okay,
Wow.
so we've got
That's really good soup. That makes me kind of want to have a Bloody Mary, actually.
it actually does taste a lot like
Yeah.
Bloody Mary with raw potatoes.
Bloody
So
Mary soup.
I don't recommend the raw potatoes. Cook the soup before you eat it. Okay, so we've got 20 other ingredients here, okay? We've got Worcestershire sauce. We've got minced garlic. Definitely gonna need a little minced garlic in mine.
Easy on the garlic. No, easy killer. Easy on the garlic.
Okay, a
It's
little
not
garlic.
spaghetti sauce. I mean, I'm getting ready for the Bloody Marys right now.
So James gonna make a Bloody Mary while I finish up my soup here. Okay, chili powder. I don't know what that is. We're gonna put that in there.
Okay, now this is where you really go wrong. I'm just saying, the soup was really good when you tasted it.
It was so good,
I know, so maybe you should stop.
but a little
Maybe
bit.
you should stop.
We got so many more
Oh my God,
ingredients.
no. This is what people do. Yes, there's a lot of ingredients.
What else we got
This,
here?
this is everybody that has a kennel. You're doing a program. Okay.
I see there's exotic sauce over there. I think I need some of that exotic
Hey,
sauce.
yeah, you. Let's go heat the soup.
So we need to put the soup on the
you've
heat.
done well. Yeah, you might want to get another clean spoon. That's the rule. You know, you cannot double dip in the soup. Not in my kitchen.
This is my program.
Not on my
Double dip.
dime.
Okay, so this needs to go on the heat.
Yes,
What
that
you're
needs to
saying.
go on the heat. We need a couple glasses with some vodka and ice.
Okay, I don't know where any of that stuff is.
I will
We're gonna
get
put
that
this
for you.
on the heat.
Put that on the heat. But this is
I'm not.
this is how you do a breeding program, and you do this today, and you make soup again, and you continually make soup until you have it figured out, and soon you'll be making it, you know, without a recipe. Because tomorrow, if Ty wanted to duplicate this, even though he didn't use a recipe tonight, absolutely no way he can do it because he doesn't even know what he did. We were just racing through products and dumping this in and dumping that in.
See,
You know,
that's
and
why
it
I've got
makes-
it on video.
You know, that's dog breeding. Like beginner's luck, you know? You might get lucky, everything might go smooth.
And you see that a lot. You see people
See it a
buy
lot.
a couple dogs and they have their first
Yeah.
litter and they have 10 puppies, everything's great, and the mom's great, and And then they get 3 years down the line and they actually run into some problems, and they got spoiled by that first litter because they got lucky as fuck. And now they're actually dealing with real world problems that dealers or breeders deal with. And it's like a shock. It's like a shock to the system.
Worcestershire sauce.
I think I need one more coffee, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we've got right now, we've got soup heating up. My version of bully soup. In between that, we're going to do product of the week, which this week is going to be Neopar again. I cannot stress enough about Neopar.
There's Neopar in the fridge.
Episode 57, the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast product of the week is Neopar. Now, Neopar is a parvo vaccination. In my opinion, the most important vaccination you will ever give any dog, ever.
You all need to have Neopar in your fridge at all times.
At all times. I don't know the science behind it, so this is going to sound crude, and I'm probably going to fuck a lot of stuff up. But Neopar is a vaccination. It's not like regular 5-in-1 puppy vaccinations, or those are, you know, softer vaccinations. Those are like little, you know, kind of weak vaccinations. Neopar actually kicks the immune system in, protects them from parvo. From the second you give them that shot and their immune system rebounds, they are protected from parvo. And you start this at 5 weeks. So if you haven't yet, valleyvet.com. We're not sponsored by Valley Vet. This is not a commercial for them. Even though Valley Vet, if you're paying attention, hit me up. You know what I mean? Let me know.
We love Valley Vet.
But valleyvet.com or valleyvetsupply.com. Search Neopar, Neopar. Best thing you've ever done. Start your puppies on at 5 weeks. What kind of schedule do you run?
Well, I actually start at 4 weeks with the Neopar.
4 weeks.
Parvo's what's going to kill a puppy. And the reason that we like Neopar so much is it's protective against so many more strains of parvo, and we know that can mutate. We know there's a lot of strains, and it is very protective against many strains of it. And I can tell you about, you know, when my puppies they were exposed to parvo. The litter that came here hadn't had Neopar, and it was a litter that came from a different state. My puppies were, I think, 5 weeks old. They were vaccinated, and the litter that came with parvo, they died all of it with one puppy, and it made my puppies sick, and they got down, but they didn't pass away. So, you know, I'm a firm believer in Neopar. I believe you need it before you take them outside for the first time. And
we had an awesome story shared by Tyler Wilson on a previous episode called Pio and Parvo. He shared a story about having parvo at his facility also, and Neopar was one of the essential ingredients in his recipe for keeping all the dogs alive and healthy, and parvo free. Nothing even spread in that situation. And in Jamie's situation, puppies got, you know, sick, like they had maybe a cold or a little bit of a flu, but didn't really get the parvo symptoms and all the vomiting and diarrhea and stuff that comes along with that. So if you haven't yet, find some Neopar, get it in your puppies. 4 weeks. I do 5 weeks as early as possible, because like she's saying, a young puppy, the biggest threat to their life is parvo. Not influenza, not leptospirosis, not coronavirus, Bordetella. None of that stuff is life-threatening for the most part. Not the rule anyway. There's exceptions, obviously, but what's going to kill your puppies is parvo. So get some Neopar in your program today. I wish, you know, honestly, I think what I'm going to start doing is having maybe a product, a visual.
Would you like the Neopar?
Yeah, where's that?
Right there in the fridge.
Right here?
Yes. Everybody should have Neopar in their fridge, like I said. Right there.
Yeah, this is called practicing what you preach right here.
Yes. There it is.
Okay, for the camera people, there you go. There it is. Neopar. I think one of these 10-dose vials is like $43.
Right.
It's not even expensive, and this shit's a lifesaver.
1 cc.
Okay, so should I get a couple bowls of soup?
Yes, let's do that. Yes, we need to. The bowls are there.
Bully soup.
Okay, so we're going to. I made soup earlier. The soup I always make. So we're going to compare. I don't know if we're going to have any participation from the rest of the people here tonight. They don't seem to want to help us very badly, so it might just be us, but that's okay.
Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of scoops of your soup and a couple of scoops
Okay.
of my soup.
Okay, and then just bring some clean spoons. Do you see what a freak I am about clean spoons? I'm a freak about that stuff. Just like you should be in your kennel. If you have people coming and going, like I have people all the time, coming and going,
Okay.
I do what I can to keep it sanitary,
Jamie's
especially
soup?
the bleach and the water in the pan at the front door.
My soup. I don't know if you guys can see that without me spilling shit. Okay?
Mine and my spoon. We're gonna do that next.
Here.
Okay. This is mine.
Okay, that's for you. This one's for me. Oh, I got new spoons for both taste tests, okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with mine first here. Oh. It's not terrible. Not great.
Wow.
Not bad.
Not terrible. No, not at all.
Not great.
Actually, it's pretty good. Just a little. I think you need to fine tune this program a little tweak here and there.
Right, getting close.
Yeah.
On my first try. And like I said, if you have experience in other areas, if you've bred other breeds of dogs, or you have experience maybe showing dogs or handling, that can help even when you're making your first bowl of soup.
And if you want to make this the easiest way possible, starting out, for all you people starting out, save your money, talk to people, buy the best that you can afford, because it makes it easier on down the line. Everything's easier. But if you
soup.
nickel and dime it takes longer, it's harder, there's more setbacks.
Her soup is so much better. This is bullshit, seriously.
How was it for real though?
It's bomb. I'm having a bowl. I'm actually gonna eat the rest of this.
That is pretty
So, okay. So, moral of the story, experience is key, all right? Even if we're talking about education and educating yourself about breeding and, the breeds and breed type and all this, the standard.
It's overwhelming almost.
It's overwhelming sometimes.
And it's easier if you learn it in the right order. So you learn the foundations first and then you build on that. It makes it so much easier instead of listening to this guy and this guy and this guy. Some people want to keep you stuck. Some people you're competing with. Some people just don't like you because you have their breed and you're new. It doesn't matter why. Get with somebody who wants to help you and teach you. That's what we're about today, is education.
These soup makers are cutthroat out here.
Yeah. No, your soup, man. We like sharp knives too out here. And look what you did to my knife.
Hey.
What the hell is that? What is that?
But I think the biggest point I want you guys to take out of it is, did you see how important having somebody there to kind of not really tell you what to do, but kind of maybe throw up a red flag if you're about to dump a whole bunch of English Bulldog into your program.
Yeah.
Or, you see what I'm saying? Just to have somebody there to give you an honest opinion and kind of bounce thoughts off of, super important, such a vital part of learning and growing and getting better. You have to, if you want to be an expert, if you want to master your craft, you have to learn from someone who already is a expert, who already has mastered that craft.
And we're not experts either.
Not at soup making, for sure.
We're not experts, but we are experts at knowing we have to have somebody we can ask questions to, somebody that we trust, and somebody that knows more than we do.
Her soup is way better than mine. This is crazy.
I'm gonna make Bloody Marys with yours. That Bloody Mary soup's great. I love it.
I actually just want a regular Bloody Mary now.
Okay.
Okay, so that's gonna pretty much do it for Episode 57. Unless you have anything else?
No, I think for some of you this is very basic. I'm sorry, it's so basic, but for a lot of others, I think it's very necessary that we all steer them
Oh, I actually do
down the
have.
right
I
path.
actually do have another point.
That would help consistency across the board.
Also, if we made this soup 5 nights in a row,
Yeah.
it would not taste the same any of those nights because I don't have enough experience to get that consistency. If you're in your first generation, second generation, third generation, you probably don't have the experience or the stock yet to get the consistency that you want and that you're going after. That's all right. It comes with time. It comes with experience. It comes with having litters, raising dogs, showing dogs, breeding dogs.
And then, are you using name brand stuff? Are you using knockoff stuff? I mean, that all affects our soup too. All of those things. So it's not just one thing you do in a breeding program, it's a combination of things that you do.
I hope you guys got the comparison, the analogy between the bully soup and building the program. To me, it's a great crossover because there's so much goes into good soup and there's so much that goes into building good dogs that people don't see that. And it's something that she's been talking about for years, and I'm just glad we got to kind of lay it out.
Well, sometimes we think about things so hard and we want to know it so bad and we make it more difficult than it really is.
Right.
So sometimes if we can relate it to this and maybe you laughed a little bit or something, maybe you'll remember it. I hope so. That's the point of this whole thing.
I'm just happy I didn't cut myself on camera.
Not as happy as I am.
Okay. Upcoming events. I will be. You have any shows coming up?
I do.
Team Positive. When's that?
Team Positive. It's in September. And I still don't know when, Joel.
We're gonna get
Fargus,
that. We're gonna
when
get that.
is it?
We'll get the date on that.
It's everywhere. You can find it online.
October, I will be making a trip to Bully Market to do a little bit of collaboration, some videos, a couple podcasts with a couple different people that we're going to be doing out there, some interviews, some pictures also, social media fucking blast. That'll be at the beginning of October. Then November is Nationals, ABKC Nationals, Navy Pier, November 11th, Chicago. But coming up, first and foremost, September 10th, September 9th, World Cup in Atlanta, hosted by True Phase and Atlanta Kennel. Going to be one of the biggest shows in the country all year, other than Nationals. So if you haven't yet, get your booth locked in because booths are almost sold out already. It's still a month away. That same weekend, I will be in Australia. First ever meet and greet, Bull-NA-ChinaShop meet and greet with Q&A. I'll also be emceeing the show and doing pictures and videos and stuff out there too. Shout out to Suzette for bringing me down. I can't wait to come down there and see everybody. Thank you everybody in Australia that already supports the show and the podcast and the videos and the whole thing. If you want to find Jamie Sweet, go on Facebook at Jamie Sweet. Spelled how it sounds. Is there anywhere else? Oh, Instagram. She didn't even know about the Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Shorty Bull 1.
I need to write those details down.
If you wanna,
it's because I'm old, Ty, okay?
I actually don't know if she's
is.
ever posted anything on Instagram ever, so we probably shouldn't even put that one out there. But if you want to get a hold of her, Jamie Sweet on Facebook. If you want to find my stuff, Bull-NA-ChinaShop.com on Facebook.
Shorty Bull Federation on there almost every day.
Right.
Forum on Facebook where we talk about Shorty Bulls.
Shorty Bull Federation. Ty Lumley on Facebook. Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast on Instagram. Ty_Lumley on Instagram. RealTyLumley@gmail.com. Show hosts. If you want to help get people in your building, Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV can help. Videos, pictures, promotions. Email realtylumley@gmail.com. We'll have a conversation. I'll let you know if I can help or not. If you haven't yet, subscribe to Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV on YouTube. That's youtube.com/Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV for all the videos, full-length podcasts, stud features, kennel features, the whole 9 yards. It's all on Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV. Episode 57. I think this was fun. I had a good time. I hope you guys get it. I'll see you motherfuckers next week. Thanks for listening. I love your faces.
Eat soup.
Play with your dogs, bitches.